Angela Rayner's recent interview with Piers was nothing short of a disaster, and it's time to call it what it is. This wasn't just a simple misstep, it was a glaring failure that exposed the cracks in her leadership and the credibility of the Labour Party. When she sat across from Morgan, the stakes were high, and expectations were even higher. Students across the UK were looking for clarity on their crippling debt, and instead, they got a series of vague statements and evasive answers that left everyone feeling more confused and frustrated than before. Let's cut to the chase. Rayner claimed that Labour would take care of students, suggesting that tuition fees would be abolished and debts wiped clean. But when pressed for specifics, she fumbled, offering nothing but political jargon and a rehash of the party's previous positions. Morgan pointedly asked about the staggering £100 billion student loan debt, and instead of addressing it head-on, Rayner deflected, bringing up fairness and education reform without ever tackling the pressing question. This was a moment that demanded a clear plan, yet all we got was a muddled response that only served to raise more questions. How can she claim to represent the interests of students when she can't even articulate a straightforward plan for alleviating their financial burdens? The trust that was once placed in her leadership is now hanging by a thread, and it's not just the students who are feeling let down. Voters are left wondering if they were misled, especially after Jeremy Corbyn's promise to deal with student debt before the election. When expectations are set and then dashed, it breeds resentment and disillusionment. The truth is, Rayner's inability to handle tough questions is a pattern that can't be ignored. In past interviews, she has stumbled over key figures and failed to provide the evidence needed to back up her claims. This isn't just about student loans, it's a broader issue of credibility that plagues her and the Labour Party as a whole. If she can't keep her cool and address the tough questions now, how can anyone expect her to lead during a crisis or navigate complex negotiations on a national or international scale? Morgan's interview revealed a fundamental weakness in her approach. Instead of seizing the opportunity to connect with the public and outline a clear plan for student debt, Rayner chose to evade the issue, resulting in a missed chance to win over the very voters who are disillusioned with politics. The public wants clarity and direct answers, yet Rayner's rambling responses only added to the frustration. This isn't just a failure of communication, it's a glaring red flag about her readiness to lead. And let's not forget Rachel Reeves, Labour's shadow chancellor, who has also struggled to make a strong impression in interviews. Together, Rayner and Reeves are supposed to be the faces of Labour, yet they are consistently criticised for their inability to provide concise answers. In today's fast-paced media world, the public demands leaders who can think on their feet and respond to tough questions with confidence. Instead, what we see from Rayner and Reeves is a lack of preparation and a tendency to dodge the important issues. The implications of this interview extend beyond just one bad moment. This is a crucial time for the Labour Party, as they attempt to rebuild trust and credibility. However, with key figures like Rayner and Reeves struggling under scrutiny, doubts about the party's ability to lead are mounting. Leaders need to inspire confidence, and right now, Labour is falling short on that front. When faced with tough questions about the party's plans for student debt, Rayner didn't just miss the mark, she entirely missed the point. Viewers tuned in expecting to hear about tangible solutions, but instead, they were left with vague responses that did little to address their concerns. The public has a right to know how Labour plans to tackle the economic challenges facing the country, and Rayner's failure to deliver leaves many questioning her capabilities. If Labour hopes to regain the trust of the British people, they need leaders who can communicate effectively and connect with the electorate. The takeaway from Rayner's interview is clear: without a solid grasp on the issues and the ability to respond directly to questions, any hope for effective governance will be lost. The party has policies, but if they can't articulate those policies in a way that resonates with the public, they'll struggle to gain traction. In the end, the fallout from this interview isn't just about a failed media moment, it's a reflection of deeper challenges within the Labour Party. The public is tired of political double talk and evasions. They want leaders who can face the music and provide solid answers to pressing questions. If Rayner and Reeves can't step up their game, the party risks being seen as ineffectual at a time when the country desperately needs strong leadership. The clock is ticking, and it's time for Labour to show that they can do better.